What's up, everybody? I'm Hope.
And I'm Kadero.
And welcome to H&K Chronicles.
A podcast by your favorite couple, Every Day with H&K.
We hope you're inspired by our love and our laughter.
And whatever conversations come from this.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy. What's up, everybody?
What's up, what's up?
It's me, Hope. And this is my husband in his green plaid, Kadero Watson.
Kadero.
You have to do it, yeah? Okay?
Yep.
And you are tuning into H&K Chronicles, which is a podcast by your favorite couple, Every Day with H&K.
That's us.
Where was your foghorn?
I haven't had the foghorn for a little while now, actually. I think the last 2 episodes I haven't done my foghorn. Do you miss it?
You're falling off.
No. You got tired of my foghorn. So now you're telling me you missed the foghorn.
I just think for the last episode we should have
Okay, all right. So this is what we should do. I want you to go ahead. You just say welcome again.
Okay.
And let me make sure. Yep, I have it. Okay. And we'll do this.
Volume all the way up?
Volume's up. Let's go. Let's do it. Uh-huh.
Okay, here we go.
Uh-huh.
What's up, everybody?
What's
it's
up,
your
what's
girl,
up?
Hope. And you are tuning in to H&K Chronicles. You're tuning into H&K Chronicles. Here we go. I can't.
I love that you guys you deserve that raw type footage that we are providing. Unedited. We don't give you what we do. Huh?
We don't give you what we do.
We're going to give them what we do.
What we do. That's what I'm saying. Okay,
what we
perfect.
Do.
So you can see that we are all over the place. And that kind of ties into our topic for this final podcast. But before we get to that,
you just said the final podcast.
I know.
Can you believe it?
I know.
Season 1 of H&K Chronicles is
consider
in the
this
book.
Our tester season, or what would
you
consider this?
This is definitely a tester. We need to know if this should come back for sure. Was this just something we're doing just for the love? But so I need folks to, after you listen to every episode, hit us up. Let us know if you enjoyed it, if we should come back for season 2.
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know.
If not, no love lost.
No love lost. Hey,
focus our time and energy somewhere else.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
But I do want to give a shout out to you if you are watching this video. That means that you are a homie on Patreon. You a patron of H&K Nation.
You a homie.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you a homie. And we appreciate you.
Hey. And we also want to say a huge thank you to H&K Nation.
H&K Nation, stand
That's
up.
What I'm saying.
Gang. What's good?
Okay. I don't know who that is, but bring my husband.
Hey, I'm feeling it. Because I'm feeling myself.
You should be.
If you don't, those who see this, you can see the boy got that fresh cut.
Okay.
Feeling good, getting ready for the Christmas season, getting ready for the new year, man. You know so the hair is tapered and faded and brought lowered. Ooh, yeah. I'm feeling good.
You're looking good.
So when you look good, you feel good. You do things good.
Yeah. So let's make this a good podcast.
So let's make this a good podcast. You're right about it.
Okay, so I think we have everything covered,
we
right?
Covered everything.
We did everything.
I think so.
And so back to what we were saying, you guys can probably see that we're all over the place, and that kind of ties into what we're talking about. As we wrap up this season, we figured that this last episode is dedicated to 2020. 2020.
And before we dedicate it, it is Christmas week.
Merry Christmas week. Merry
Christmas. Happy holidays.
Yes.
Because Friday is Christmas.
Friday is Christmas.
That's gonna be crazy.
That snuck up on me very quickly.
Yeah, it did.
It
is. But yeah, back to 2020.
Yes, 2020, this podcast is dedicated. And I honestly feel that 2020 has been all over the place.
It has been. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yes, so we just decided to kind of reflect. You know, everybody does at the end of the year their reflections and what they want to see in 2021 and the new year and all of that stuff. So we're just going to shoot the breeze. Huh?
And she talking about me and my phone and my Yeah, she's shooting breezes.
Okay, done shooting. So let's just talk about
H&K style. Talk about it. 2020 H&K.
2020 H&K. Okay, so let me just start off by saying that 2019.
Talk about it.
2019. Take my time and do it right. Okay. Talk slow to him. Can't. 2019, honestly, for me, was a bit rough starting off. We covered this in another podcast when we talked about how to overcome hard times in a marriage. And we talked about, for those who may not have caught that episode, we talked about Kid Arrow when he lost his job.
January 2020. Like, we started off 2019 losing a job.
That's what I'm saying.
And going from a good income to nothing.
This is what I'm saying. So 2019 for me started off like, oh boy, what else does this year have in store for us? And it was one of those things I remember that we were just dealing with a lot as a family. I know that the government had shut down at that point, like the end of 2018 into 2019. So it was like a lot of people were struggling. I know people in our families were affected by like, stuff like that. So for me, I was like, okay, 2019 is starting off a bit rough. Like, what's going on? And that lasted definitely like the first, I would say 4 to 5 months.
And then even when I got a job, it was now transitioning.
Exactly. Transitioning.
To a new city, new people.
This is what I'm saying. So it was things that I, of course, am used to because we've always picked up and moved and did all of that stuff. But it was just like those first 4 to 5 months of 2019 for me was just tough. Like dealing with having no job, dealing with not having a place to stay, finally finding a place to stay, like moving half of our stuff and keeping half of the stuff in like pods and then moving, and it was a lot. A lot going on. Finally, we found this place that we're staying in, and that was back and forth. We were on road trips searching for apartments and stuff like that, and finding dog sitters. It was just a lot going on. It was a lot going on. And then finally, you got your job here in Chicago, and I didn't have a job, and so now it's like I'm searching for a job. We're going off of Kadero's income. He's not here, he's here, but he's at work, and now I'm new in this city, and I barely know I knew one person that was living here, and it was just like, that's all I have to go off of. So 2019, I would say probably for the first half of the year was a bit of a struggle.
My puppy died
and our dog, this is what I'm saying, our dog passed away in 2019. 2019 was rough, right? So all that to say, I went in at the end of the year. I'm like, okay, 2020 gonna be the year.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna turn up 2020.
We're gonna turn up. It just had the perfect number. You know what I'm saying? It was an even number, nice and round.
And you know how the church folks got, 2020 vision, Jesus. We gonna step into your vision and your will. 2020 vision.
It just everything made so much sense. Everything was like 2020 is gonna be the year. I feel it, right?
Clear vision. Come on.
This is what I'm saying. So we got pumped up and sucked into that.
Not sucked in.
Yeah, we got sucked into that. Excuse me. So it was just one of those things that I was just looking forward to it, and then. Let's see, we got into 2020. Things were looking like they were starting to get normal. I had finally gotten over the dog passing. We had finally gotten settled here in Chicago. March of 2020.
I remember being at work and they were saying, hey, we sending everybody home. We're going to work from home.
Yes.
And, we have our little lockers at work, and I'm thinking, I'll take a few things.
Well, actually, hold on. Let me backtrack really quickly, because January of 2020, I remember traveling for my dad's birthday. And that's when we first found out about this coronavirus overseas, right? So I'm like, okay, month 1 in 2020, this is sounding a little fishy, but something we should be able to overcome is what my thought process was. But then that week or the few days that I was there, I remember flying back with a mask on because I said, I'm not going to take any chances. I don't know what's going on. People were looking at me like I was crazy in the airport and on the plane because I took a little extra precautionary measures. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to chance anything. So I flew back with my mask on. Glad I did, because you see where we all at now. We all wearing masks. But anyway, so March. So that's what I'm saying. We started off a little funny in 2020. See what I'm saying? But then March happened, and they said we're working
from home. This thing is getting crazy. We shutting things down, and we're gonna work from home. And I was like, oh, we're gonna do this for 2 weeks, week or two. Okay, I ain't say. Next thing you know, the state of Illinois shutting down. Everybody's shutting down.
Yeah.
I haven't been back to work since.
This is what I'm saying. Okay, so our life definitely changed. March. At first we were all excited. We're like, oh, okay, cool. You know, Kadero's gonna be home for a couple of months. A couple of weeks maybe. Let's get some food. Let's get some popcorn. Let's get the movies ready. We about to just have some fun. You know what I'm saying? 9 months later. No, I'm kidding.
9 months later. There's no baby.
There's no baby. But I'm just saying, March was a month. It felt like a year. March was a month that we said, okay, we need to do something else. We need to find something else to fill our time. And lo and behold, that's when we started our first TikTok.
Yeah.
And
meanwhile, like, we already had H&K.
Yeah, every day with H&K.
Like, it was our Instagram that
actually today's our anniversary, our 2-year anniversary.
That's true. That's
from when we started it.
Yes.
Yeah, December 18th, right? Yeah.
Yes.
2 years ago, we started Every Day with H&K. And that was just definitely something that the family would look at, friends would look at, and just see where we went on date nights, where we were traveling, pictures, of food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So March of 2020, we said, okay, let's just try TikTok. We actually tried TikTok on TikTok. And we said, well, we might as well just put it on Instagram. Started doing that a little bit, and that's, where it started, I guess. We started doing it consistently. We started seeing a little growth. I remember our first video, we were so excited when we hit 500 followers. I remember that like it was yesterday. I was mad hype. I was like, oh, snap. We got 500 followers. I'm like, we growing. You know what I'm saying?
We growing.
And I was so excited. And I just remember filming that video of just being excited for 500. And then things started getting a little crazy. Like, as far as the exposure of our videos, people started sharing our videos, and we started really growing. And it was one of those things that I was like, wow, like, we may be onto something here. Like, this may be something. And it was one of those things that it was just like, we realized in that time that this was something that people were starting to need. Because at this point, like, a couple of months had went by. We're probably in like May or June. Kadero's not back at work. We still need to do TikToks in order to free some energy that's been pent up from being in the house.
Pent up energy.
You know what I'm saying? So we just kept doing TikToks, and then we noticed that we were getting DMs about like just how we're changing people's lives, and they're starting to laugh, and they needed it during this time, and it's also, we needed it at that time. Like, we needed to do something else. We needed to keep ourselves busy and our spirits high, and it was just something that continued to grow. So I think that that's actually pretty cool, that even in the midst of this COVID, like, that part of H&K was birthed.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. What's up?
No. Sorry. Nothing. Did you have anything you wanted to say on that?
Yeah. I think 2020, like you said, has been crazy, and it's been unique, and kind of in my time of reflecting, there's so much that has happened that I had to really kind of try to just dissect it all.
Mm-hmm.
And Every Day with H&K, while it was something that we already had, it was truly birthed from this.
Absolutely.
And then I think as we continue to grow in it, we kept hearing like this has been a year pivot and pivoting, and people doing things that they never thought they would be doing because of what was happening,
right?
Around us. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, it was just so interesting to see, like, 2020 made us slow down.
Yep.
It made the world had to slow down and shut down, and so people were slowed down. And while some people, like, it wasn't great for them, and I'm thankful that it was okay for us.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a travesty, and it wasn't that for us, and we made the best of what we were able to do. I'm grateful and thankful that I was able to keep my job and just work from home. I'm grateful for the opportunity that what we created, and it showed me how much others mean to me, and how much I want to help people, because my heart goes out to those who were struggling, and I wanted to, do something. And if it was something, it's just making them laugh, because laughter is good for the soul. That's, I think, probably scientific fact. Like, laughter just helps when it comes to stress and stuff like that. And we were doing that for people.
Yeah.
Then we were talking about relationships and dealing with that, and people were like, wow. And during a time, especially when relationships were beginning to be torn apart because of COVID. Like, there were many people out there getting divorced and breaking up because they were spending a lot of time with that, and they realized, you are not who I thought you were. And so we were able to like talk about relationships and help people in that area. And I just thought, everything that's happening, man, we were taking it and we were trying to make a good out of it. And so that was exciting and exhilarating. And it was just so much going on. Yeah. And it made me realize, okay, I'm not just my work as well. Like, it kind of ignited some old, passions, and ignited some things that kind of stood dormant in me. Of like, acting and just, being creative again. And that's been cool to see. And now trying to expand on that as we, get out of 2020 and get into 2021, and try to continue to be that person, and continue for me to find that balance, because the work I do now, I still love it. And the work I'm currently doing, I love it. So like, how do I balance? How can I do the two? Not putting limits on myself. Right. And just trying to do all I can to continue to provide for you as a husband, be a better man each and every day, and impact others. So that's kind of been my reflection of 2020.
Yeah. And I think too, like, kind of piggybacking off of what you're saying, like, for me, it's been a reflection of what matters, like, in 2020. And I think, like, when it forced everybody to slow down, it definitely shifted my perspective on spending more time FaceTiming with family, with friends. People became a little bit more available, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
They weren't always out or busy, like too busy to talk to you or things like that. So it was like, people had a lot of downtime. Well, I'll just speak from my personal friends and family circle, but it just allowed us to reconnect a little bit more. And I think that, you get creative. And I know, like, we even had like a family game night, like a virtual family game night. And I think that was something that possibly wouldn't have happened, like, if we weren't in these predicaments. Yeah. And even thinking about, like, my birthday, I had a virtual celebration, and it was cool because it was like, if we weren't in COVID, we probably would have did something, which, don't get me wrong, I love it. Like, we probably would have just personally did something, but not being able to go out, allowed me the opportunity to have all of my closest family and friends on that call and celebrate with them. And everybody had like a drink or like a glass of wine or something, and we were just shooting the breeze.
Shooting this breeze.
You see what I'm saying? So it was cool. Like, it forces you to be a little bit more creative, and I think it just forces you to spend time and slow down and definitely count your blessings, because honestly, we had so many people that we knew that in some way was affected by COVID. We've had friends lose parents, like, we've had people not survive it. So it's been one of those things that, like, in my mind, like, valuing my family more than I ever did before, and knowing that life can change just like that. And like, it's something you can't always prepare for, but it's like, it just caused me to shift my perspective on a lot of things and just hone in on what's important in life.
Absolutely.
But I guess kind of wanted to go like, do you feel like, because I know every year we kind of try to reevaluate, reassess, see what we want to do. Do you feel like you've hit a lot of your goals in 2020 personally, or?
Funny thing is, like, for us as a couple, we do sat together at the end of 2019, and because it was such a crazy year, we was like, all right, let's sit down, let's create some goals for ourselves, individually and together as a couple.
Yeah.
And we called it, of course, the Watson 2020 vision.
Like, we were
going to see clearly our vision. Come on, somebody. Hallelujah. That's a word. But it was funny, like, and we recently just came back upon this thing that we wrote, and it's crazy looking back to think what we have accomplished out of that. And there's some things that we started, then kind of faded off. But there's some things we did and we continue to do. And I think the unique part is how we did it. Where we was like, okay, this is how we're going to do this in 2020. Well, God had another plan for us on how you were going to do that and complete that. So one of those things was losing weight. We both talked about losing weight. 2020, we were like, all right, we're going to get better. We need to get healthy, get in shape, get our body back. Long and behold, here we are now, 27 pounds, close to 30 pounds down. And it wasn't based off the fact of ourselves. Because, like, we started that, but then when COVID hit, we was eating junk food and stuff. But because of our videos, we get a DM of being on the Kelly Clarkson show. And then we get our own personal trainer.
And we're still working
with, which is a blessing, because now she's just doing it to do it. She just wants to do it for us and help us. And we are hitting goals of that. And and the biggest thing in our goal is, like, we want to get down, but we want to stay down. Because we were the type in our relationship, we just kind of roller coaster, and we'll get down and we start back up, get down, start back up. So it was cool to see that happen. I had plenty of time, so reading books was something I wanted to do, and I had a goal in the number of books. Well, I've surpassed that big time. And so my relationship with God and being closer to you, we couldn't get any closer in the amount of time we've been spending together. So those things I was hitting goals that I forgot about, and goals that we came together and said, this is what we're going to do. There were financial goals we wanted. Now, those are the type of ones that we had to get back, because we was like, all right, we wanted to make sure if something happens, we wanted to be good. So we may not have been hitting those. We hit a few. But I'm already prepared. Like, now, okay, we need to make sure we get this thing ready for 2021, especially because I think as we get into 2021, everybody's so ready to leave 2020. But to be honest, like, this thing is still going on. And 2020 at the beginning, I believe it's going to look a little similar to where we are right now. There's, of course, the vaccination that's happening, things like that. But when we first get into January 1, 2021, I don't think it's going to look too different.
From where we are
December 2020. So how do we continue to pivot? As they say, how do we continue to take what we have and now expand on it? And continue to help people, impact people, inspire people. It's kind of the goal.
And I think that's so interesting too, because, like, one of our goals that we had down was to for God's perfect will to be done in our life, and so it was one of those things where, for me personally, I was thinking that, what if this is what God has for us? Because before, I mean, and it's funny because I know another one of our goals was to spend less time on Instagram or, like, social media and spend more time with each other.
That's so true.
But it's interesting because we had that in mind, but yet, what if God's will for our life, and we've seen the way that people have been impacted, made us be on Instagram and, like, social media more. But it's just, it's interesting to me just kind of how those things play out. But we didn't know like what God's plan was or what God's will was, but just to see the impact that has been made thus far, it kind of makes me think like, well, we prayed for it. Like, is this it? Like, are we starting to get in our groove? Which has been very, very interesting. But I mean, I agree with everything that you're saying. The weight loss piece, like God knew we needed extra help because before like you said, we was on roller coasters, right? So now he's like, I got you. I got a personal trainer that's going to stay on you and, keep you guys going. So I just think it's been interesting, 2020, the way that we wrote things down and the way that God has played them out in our life has been honestly a blessing, I think. And it's been remarkable to see some of our goals and how they have come out. Sorry, I just saw a fly in our living room. Sorry.
I can't.
Okay, got distracted. I hate little insects. Okay. Anyways, so as we wrap up this podcast, what would you say if we're done with 2020? What does 2021 look like for H&K?
Oh man. I'm looking forward to 2021. Once again, when you talk about God's will, I am still praying that he continues to unfold it and let that thing manifest to its full potential.
Bless the scene.
And so in my prayer time, it's like put the right people, put the right things in front of us, the right opportunities, the divine connections, put them out there. And then let us not let us not hesitate and be willing, like be aggressive. Because some of us like, what do we have to lose? And so just getting out there, I think a big thing for H&K is going to be collaborations. I think we want to get around more people, talk to more people, connect with more people, network, so they know who we are and we know who they are. We want to continue to get our brand out there to people, and with that, not for our benefit, because all our glory goes to God, but just to help people, man. Like to continue to make people laugh, because anybody can have a bad day, a bad moment, and they can literally get on their Instagram, see us, and laugh. And the number of times we've seen just that. I was having a bad day, or I literally remember seeing somebody in the comments, I was just crying, and it came across your video, and now I'm just laughing. Like, those are the type of things that I enjoy and I love to see, that what we're doing is just trying to take those bad moments away and give people hope. Because when you're hopeless, that's when bad things happen. So we can continue to give people hope, whether it's just in life and relationships, whatever it may be. That's what I look forward to, because we're just surfacing right now.
And I think that is so true, because like we've noticed, we sat down and noticed that we've only been doing this for like 8 to 9 months. Like it literally has been a few months, like not even a year. And so I think
when you say, and even though we're doing it 8 to 9 months, like going into this, we had no clue, like what this is an entire industry in itself.
Absolutely.
And what we're finding is like we're entering this like influencer marketing type industry, and we have literally no clue what this was. This wasn't our world.
Still have
so we are now just learning what it means. So like even when it comes to that, we started doing the stuff in March.
We just started filming videos.
We just started filming videos just to put it out. But it wasn't
like
until
2 months ago, maybe 2 or 3 months.
3 months ago is like maybe August, September, when it was like, yo, this is real. Like
you can actually make money and live off of this.
So we're still trying to learn that. And that's why I think collaborate, network, and those who listen to this, man, holla at us if you want to mentor us or help us out or things like that, whatever it may be, because we want to continue to do that.
And I think also 2021, like you said, like those collaborations, those networking, and then like actually 2021 being a year of planning as well, because like I know like we've also talked about things that we want to do in 2022. So like starting that process of like, okay, let's start to make things concrete. We've been taking these last few months to listen to what people are wanting. And so now it's like, okay, we're hearing kind of the same things, and now, okay, let's start to plan for these things. Like, let's start to put things in motion. And I think that's what's going to be exciting for me is like 2021 is now starting the planning process of actually seeing these things come to fruition, whether that's 2021 or 2022. But just starting that within itself is exciting to me.
And mastering what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Because as we said, because it's so new, we now have to master it and kind of put ourselves in this like routine. And just be a master of what we're doing.
Yes. So guys, I mean, honestly, that's all we have. Like, we hope that we have inspired you in this podcast to reflect, take inventory of your life, yourself, and see what's important and just see what you want to do and work towards those things. 2020 has hit us all hard in some capacity, but the good thing is that if you're listening to this podcast, you have another day, another opportunity to make your life great. And we hope that you do that. Right. We've had a blast on this podcast. I'm kind of sad to like say goodbye to the microphone right now.
We want to thank the people who have listened to this season, this tester season of H&K Chronicles, man. We hope you learned something, got something out of this, but we appreciate you. But for sure, please let us know if this is something you guys enjoy, want to see us do again, and do it for another season of, because we definitely, we had some things in mind. But we want to make sure we are doing it for a reason, and that's you guys. So hit us up, man. You can hit us up on our DMs on Instagram. You can email us, whatever. But we appreciate everybody who's listening to season 1 of H&K Chronicles. So if you like this episode and you liked our other ones, make sure you check out all the episodes that's out there, man, from How H Met K to 2020 Reflection. So we just thank you so much. Make sure you go on, if you go Apple Podcasts listener, make sure you rate us. 5 stars. Give us a review. Let us know how you enjoyed this, man. And subscribe and download all of our episodes. We enjoy doing what we're doing and want to continue to do it. At the end of the day, every day with H&K is about inspiring healthy relationships with love and laughter. So we want to make you fall in love, feel loved, and we want you to laugh because nothing's better for the soul than laughter. So we love you guys.
We love you guys.
Until next time.
Next season.
Till next season, hopefully, right?
Possibly.
We love to say love you.
Peace.
Peace.